G'day again, John Down Under Tunage here in Melbourne, Australia. Here on a Saturday Arvo, voting day here in Australia, and thank goodness we've already done it, darling, haven't we?
Yeah, we sure have. I'm here to hackle.
And yeah, I got her to give me heaps and keep a check on me in the background. She won't come on camera, but that's normal. So yeah, welcome aboard, Mrs. D. So I'll just go through the LPs that we've been finding. We've been getting a fair bit of stuff from all the fairs and markets, secondhand markets and things, and just normal retail record shops, of course, bricks and mortar. We try to keep them supported because they do a good job. And we're a bit like a squirrel gathering nuts for winter, so we got some stuff to listen to when I finally get that bloody hi-fi fixed up. But yeah, that's something for the future.
Language.
First one. This is one from their childhood days in our family, and Susie Quattro. This is Can the Can. I used to hear this quite a bit when I was growing up. And I don't know where Mum and Dad's copy got to, but yeah, I saw a really nice condition one for a good cheap price in one of the fairs. So I grabbed it, and yeah, I think this is called Can the Can here in Australia, but I think the English and the American ones are just self-titled Susie Quattro from memory. But yeah, this is the one I'm familiar with, so that's the first one. Second is Aussie pub band from Melbourne, 1980s. The Huckleberry Creepers, and this is 12 Days to Paris album. Napoleon tootling along there, and yeah, they're early-ish middle 80s, I think. And when I saw this, I thought, oh, that's an interesting shot that they've got on the back, because yeah, there's the band there. And if you look there, they're on a bridge, and that's the Westgate Bridge here in Melbourne. And back then in the 1980s, technically it wasn't legal, but you could sort of stop and take a picture and then drive on before anybody would stop you. But there's no way you could do that, not just for the traffic, but all the safety and extra fencing they've had to put in. So that's an interesting shot. So Huckleberry Creepers. And another one of theirs, this is an EP, I think this is 1990, and little kid dressed up there. Yeah, my dad did a prank on our dog once. He was wearing a mask like that to our dog, and it absolutely pooped itself, I remember, because it didn't know what to think. But that's another Huckleberry Creepers one, an EP from 1990. An Aussie lady that just put a couple of albums out and disappeared, Christy Allen. She had Goosebumps and whatever on the first album. He's my number one. I think there was another song she had. And yeah, this is her second one. And that's the cover. And it sort of folds out. And that's Christy there. Yeah, just a pleasant sound, sort of just at the end of disco. So that's, we don't see this one that often. It's usually trash, but this was reasonable condition. So then a little bit more Aussie, and Feel the Heat from the Radiators.
Don't repeat that line.
What line? 1980 album. And there's a 7-inch single that comes with it. And that's what the song's called. What's it called, darling?
I'm not repeating.
Yeah, the B-side of that 7-inch single is called Gimme Head, and that was as famous as the Angels' Am I Ever Going to See Your Face Again, which they use in their concerts. But yeah, that was the Radiators version of that.
Their reputation.
Yeah. And then, I've got a lot more other Aussie, but that's sort of even more obscure than those ones, so I'll probably do them another time. But we'll get on to some British stuff, because we found quite a bit of good British records recently. We've been lucky with them. And the first one is this, and that is Nowhere by the shoegaze classic band Ride. And a utterly beautiful cover. And this one, it'll be hard to tell, but it's got a embossed cover with the title up the top and the band name down the bottom. So yeah, that was not cheap, but it's worth having. Another shoegaze band that I really liked And yeah, Tony Holiday. Wow. She's gorgeous. But this is Curve, and this is the album Cuckoo. I think this is 93 from the original. This is a repress. This is one of the ones I've found. It's the only Curve on vinyl I've got so far.
Is that referring to the bird cuckoo?
I don't know. Could be. Well, there's all eggs there. Yeah,
That's
so
right.
it's
Yeah,
probably cuckooed
yeah.
the egg. Yeah, very subtle, well picked up. Yeah, that's good. So, yeah, was it Doppelganger, Come Clean? Yeah, we got them on CD, but yeah, the vinyl just doesn't show up very often, so I don't know whether they're all repressed. I haven't really looked into it, but yeah, I saw this and went, got to have it. And then this is, I think they lump them in shoegaze, but I don't really know they are. They're a bit more sort of edgier and they get a bit harder. Jesus and Mary Chain. And the album Automatic. Yeah, I've got quite a bit of this on CD. What do you think of them, darling? Not a fan? Just shaking head, she won't comment. But yeah, the Jesus and Mary Chain, I really like them. And this was one on my want list probably ever since I've started Discogs. This was probably about 3 years ago.
And mine.
You like it? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Blue Nile. And their first one, their Walk Across the Rooftops. What was this, 83? 83, 84?
It's just one of a kind.
It's beautiful. Yeah, sort of melancholy sort of sound. Yeah, and then they had Hats came out. Oh, geez, 89. We haven't found that one yet either. But this was...
We will.
This is in a second-hand shop, and we had to, yeah, go through a bit of rigmarole, get a key and stuff to go in the cabinet and have a look at it and stuff. But, yeah, gorgeous condition. And this is actually an Australian pressing too, so
and
quite
you
pleased.
almost said no.
Yeah, but yeah, I got talked into it by the missus, so yeah, thanks, missus. That's really good. And more sort of classic ones we grew up with, of course. This Mortal Coil, and that's the 4AD label, and of course, what's that song got?
That's not her on the cover, is it?
Song to the Siren. No, that's not. What's her name again? Elizabeth Fraser.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's
no,
not her, is it?
I don't think it is, no. But, yeah, we found that one. And another, Irish lady, but, yeah, another one that me missus is curling her nose up in the background. And that's Enya. She's got a horror story for Watermark, but I won't, she probably won't talk about that these days. But, yeah, this is the self-titled one that came out prior to Watermark, and it's sometimes, I think they call this the Celts now too, but that's an original one from about 86, I think it was. Then to this absolutely gorgeous French singer, Charlotte Gainsbourg, and this is 555 album. I think it came out 2006, I think. And this is a repress from roughly 2015, I think it was repressed. Yeah, just stunning, beautiful, breathy voice. And obviously...
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, she was the daughter of
Very hypnotic.
Serge Gainsbourg and Jane Birkin, I think she is. But yeah, she's a talent to herself, that's for sure. So that's Charlotte Gainsbourg. Yeah, it's got a CD, but I don't know where I've put it. I'll probably put it away again. But that's... yeah, you get the vinyl plus a CD. One of those random finds and you think, I remember that one, and that's the Honey Drippers. And they had
Robert
that,
Plant.
Yeah, it was like a super group, I think. Yeah, they had like a ton of them. I think this is the only thing they put out too. And obviously See You Love, that was a huge track from that. So, you know, I think we paid probably...
From Led Zeppelin.
A $5, I think. So, yeah, so all the Led Zepp fans have to have this. It's a little bit cheesy, I suppose, but yeah, it's good stuff. So, yeah, Honey Drippers and an EP and Sea of Love. A movie soundtrack that we really enjoyed, and that's The Princess Bride. This is a soundtrack by Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits, so that was a nice one to find. I didn't even know it had a soundtrack, but the missus is saying...
All movies have soundtracks.
All movies have soundtracks, there you go. And of course we've got the famous Peter Cook part in this, which is... Married. Can't say it, darling. You know it. Yeah, so that was one for the soundtrack collection. Then the sort of the members who left the Sisters of Mercy and went on to do the Mission. Who was it? Mark Hussey? Well, Mike Hussey was a cricketer, wasn't he? Yeah, Mark Hussey. But yeah, carved in sand. Beautiful for the bird lovers there, like me, the egret flying across. Yeah, they went off from the sisters, and yeah, well, Eldritch still had the songwriting talent, didn't he? Because some of the songs are a bit cheesy, I suppose, but still good stuff. Then this one, bought it for the one song. Haven't really listened to the rest yet, but that's Immunity by Rupert Hine, and that utterly brilliant track, Misplaced Love.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And yeah, quirky cover, very unusual.
Do you think
so
it's
that's
him?
another one. I don't know. Yeah, and then in that sort of era as well was Johnny Warman had, probably everybody knows him from that song Screaming Jets.
I'm a Jet.
Yeah, and then I found this one, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, Johnny's looking pretty buff there up on the bonnet of that car, and I went, hang on, that's a girl. So yeah, so From the Jungle this is called. I don't know what's on it, but would you say I bought it for the cover? Yeah, probably. But
It's like a Mad Max.
yeah, it is Mad Max-ish, but yeah, that is definitely a lady, so I better not hold it up too long. And then Bill Wyman, of course, what do you call him, Strolling Bones? So yeah, Bill Wyman, and this is his, his only album? Or it came out quite a while ago, yeah, Come Back Suzanne and Just Squeeze on Rockstar. He's on that, and yeah, this beautiful fisheye cover, circular fisheye that sort of superimposed. Yeah, I do really like, yeah, sort of quirky circular fisheyes. Yeah, there's a Rolling Stones best of that had that, and there's a Hendrix. There are a couple I don't have, but yeah, because they were very popular in the 60s. Those sort of avant-garde photographers were using those fisheye lenses. And a bit more of that British stuff. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. And Welcome to the Pleasure Dome.
Classic.
Aussie Press. Oh yeah, I think all the labels, it's a double album. I think you've got FGTH on each one of the labels. And Mrs. had this back in the day, didn't you, darling? But you reckon it had a different cover. Yeah, this is the one we've got here.
The cover was...
And you got all your stuff to buy you can get, which is probably not around now, and the band.
That was the cover.
And yeah, she reckons the one she had that cover, so yeah, it probably
From
is.
memory.
Yeah, so there you go, there's stuff that was in it. And whoever had this before me had typed out all the songs, because yeah, you can't see them very well on the actual record
He was
itself.
an absolute fan for doing that.
Yeah, so that's and also on the back, this is the censored version from what I've read. So that's, yeah, it's got a little,
Yeah, the PC version.
the little quirky covering up leaf. So that's Frankie Goes to Hollywood. And yeah, I've just recently seen a video by Harris Pilton, and he talked about that Record Store Day. They put out a, I think it's called The Reel. It's got something to do with reel, like they used to have stuff on reel-to-reel tapes. And there's a couple of extended versions of a couple of the songs. Yeah, I've tried chasing it up here, but haven't found one yet. But yeah, it's on the to-do list, and see if I can look for it. So yeah, thanks Harris for putting me onto that. Getting in a bit of sort of a bit of rap, soul-y type stuff, and Young MC, Stone Cold Ryman from '89. And yeah, Principal's Office, of course, Bust a Move, which I did find the copy of that, just to, I put that in the 12s, didn't I? But love this sort of stuff. Do you like it, Dale? Not into the rap and hip-hop and stuff? Not all of it, yeah, but the early 80s, yeah, they were pretty good then. And the sampling was more natural and more, yeah, they got away with a bit more. And Tougher Than Leather from Run DMC. Dudes with the unlaced Adidas shoes, of course. I wonder how much they got paid for that. And this was one that I remembered back in the day, but then I thought, I've never seen this on vinyl, and that's yeah, Redhead Kingpin and the FBI, I think the full name. Yeah, Redhead Kingpin, the FBI, and it's called A Shade of Red. And he had, what's his songs? Pump It Hottie.
You're asking me?
Very non-PC these days. And yeah, the other song was Do the Right Thing. And that was, yeah, I just thought, I've never seen that before. $10, don't argue. And a couple of that sort of chilled sort of sound, Soul to Soul, Club Classics Volume 1, and of course 2 was there as well. So yeah, grab that as well. They're all, these are all the Virgin label. I think this is I think the first one was 89. This is 1990. And one of those good old Brit ones again, and stereo MCs, Supernatural, and Elevate My Mind. Of course, that was the standout on this lot. But yeah, it makes you wonder whether I should be buying the whole albums or just pick up the 12s. But yeah, I'll sort of go for both when I can, because you can sort of get longer mixes and different ones. But yeah, I'll grab the whole. They somehow come pretty cheap sometimes, so why not? This is one of those records where we just thought, who's that and what is it and whatever. Mano Negro and Putter's Fever. What does that mean again? Spanish for Lady of the Night or something like that. But this is, yeah, we got it and thought, oh, what's that song that it had? And yeah, track 3 is called King Kong 5. And that's a song that the local indie radio stations were playing here back in 1989. That's when this came out. And yeah, for something that I think was pretty obscure, this is actually an Australian pressing, so it obviously got enough interest for them to press one here. But that's
magnificent
yeah,
cover.
Mano Negro. It is. It's quite, and it's tasteful. It's quite a nice cover. So that's yeah, another one we picked up.
That's amazing.
And this is one that I've had on my want list for ages as well. Trisomy 21. Yeah, this is called Chapter 4. Gorgeously grotesque artwork on the cover there. Is that Goya?
Mm-hmm.
Goya? Yeah, somebody's obviously a bit hungry. And this has got an absolutely killer track called The Last Song. Yeah, the very first track on it's called The Last Song. And if you look on YouTube, there's a they've got a live, they use the live version in the background, but there's somebody made a mix-up video of all sort of people dancing in a club in America, somewhere in the sort of mid-ish 1980s with all the 80s fashions and dance movement stuff, and it just goes together really well. I mean, the one they used is a live version, which I just haven't found, but I couldn't believe I picked this up at a local record shop, because this would be pretty obscure in Australia, but that was one we got. I think it came out in about 86. It's quite an old record, and there's quite a few versions of the song as well, but this is the one I've got. And then, yeah, back in time a bit for Gary Newman and Telecon 1980, about 1980. Yeah, we had some sellers that had tons of really good British records, so we've been pretty lucky with them and been helping ourselves, and yeah, that was one we got. And another one, I think, same year as Newman, I think this is 1980. Yeah, the Stranglers and the Raven. And yeah, this is one that is just...
You've been trying to get that for...
quite a while, yeah. Yeah, because a lot of the versions, they don't have this 3D on it. Like, you just get a flat, flat picture. But this is one of the lenticular, those ones where you scratch the picture and it makes you shiver and whatever. But yeah, gorgeous shot of a raven there. And this is, yeah, an Australian version.
That's original.
With the original, yeah, it is. Yeah, because they don't do this anymore.
Fantastic.
Really nice. So the Stranglers and the Raven. And this was one of Malcolm McLaren's projects, and as usual, controversial, as he tended to be. But this is, yeah, Bow Wow Wow. And was it Sea Jungle, Go Jungle, or Go Jungle, Sea Jungle or something? Yeah, this is the naughty cover. This is an original British, but it's actually a Australian, because that's a price from Gaslight Records. This is a record shop.
Import record shop.
Yeah, they did import. Yeah, you could buy it, but they're like almost double. That was probably double the price of a normal record back then. I think this is 81. And yeah, you're paying $14 Australian back then, which was quite a lot. But yeah, somebody who obviously wanted this, because the Australian cover was, she's just standing up, I think a blue towel and a ammunition belt or something over a shoulder, I think it is. But this is it's a copy of some French painting. Yeah, don't quote me what the artist was, but that's what they did. They reenacted it. And Annabella was not impressed, and her mum was even less impressed, but somehow it got through and they did put them out. So that's, sort of in a way, historical. And usually I just rip these price stickers off straight away as I hate them on the cover, but for what it is, and that record shop that we used to frequent quite a bit back in the 80s.
Doesn't exist anymore.
We'll keep that on. Oh yeah, it closed down quite a while back. Yeah, that one. And we got quite a bit of Soupy and the Banshee stuff, plus the album The Creatures. Well, the Banshee was in with Budgie, and
I can't believe they were married.
Yeah, so 83, and this is Feast. I think this is their first album as The Creatures from memory. One of those, nice album. And it's I've got a New Zealand pressing this one. And then for Soupy and the Banshees themselves, we've got 1981, Juju. What's that song it's got on this? Spellbound. Yep, Arabian Nights, of course. So that's some of her. And I think this was the next album after that. I think this is, Kiss in the Dream House. Yeah, beautiful cover art they used to have. And once again, another one from New Zealand. So presumably somebody had them all. What did this have on it? Kiss in the Dream House. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Whoops. Light in the way. But gorgeous artwork that is. Yeah, Melt. Yeah, that's a beautiful track. Yeah, first song on side 2. So there's some Soupy. And just yesterday I was at a record shop and found another one of hers that we didn't have on vinyl, and that's Peep Show. And one of your favourite songs, darling, not? Mrs. does not like that song, I don't think. But Peekaboo, I really love it. It's just beautiful beats to it, beautiful sound. So why not? So that's about 88, and it's got a beautiful
she's very photogenic.
Solarized cover. Oh yeah, those
very photogenic.
Yeah, she is.
And she's very
unusual makeup,
very
but
striking, and she puts her point through.
Yeah. So there you go. So, yep, a fashion icon. And a best of we got. We already had this on CD, but we've got the vinyl version, and that's the Once Upon a Time of the singles. Yeah, Happy House Christine, Spellbound, of course, is on this, and Arabian Nights. So that's the tracks that are on this. And some of the lesser known British that we found. Cabaret Voltaire and The Crackdown from 1983. And that was a good one we could find. And look at that. Somebody originally paid 90 cents at some stage.
Superb band.
Yeah, but who would have thought this album should only... It cost us a bit more than that, I can say that. But that was... Yeah, that was probably at the low ebb of vinyl, and somebody thought, they might be able to get $1 for it, but heck with it, it's worth more than that. And then somebody had quite a few albums from this band. This is the Reddy column. And,
That surprised you how much you love that.
Another setting. It is, it's brilliant, like, I think I was saying, it's like a perfect Sunday afternoon, relax and chill and have a listen. I think it's 83.
Forget all your troubles.
I sort of knew them because they had an album that was had a sandpaper cover, a cover made of sandpaper, which was pretty cheeky. The seller that had these, a couple had already been grabbed, so these are just the couple that I could get from him. And that was the first one. And the second one was Circuses and Bread. So that's the Reddy column, and so I'll have to investigate them further because they seem pretty good. So that's the second one of them we found.
Forget all your troubles type music.
No, it is. It's
absolutely
very
amazing.
chill. And not many are going to have it, so that's another thing. It doesn't get
really...
overexposed. And then we got some Aztec camera. Somebody had a bunch of them. This was Knife. I think it's Knife. From this is one of the early ones, 83 or 4 or something.
You can tell we love the 80s, can't you?
Oh yeah, we're total 80s nuts. Who cares?
Total 80s,
I know people cringe, but heck with it.
Perfectly put.
And then Highland Hard Rain, and we missed the one with that well-known song, Somewhere in My Heart. And that was somebody had already got that. I think that album
doesn't matter. It was the most popular one, so it
that was called Love. We didn't get. That was roughly 1987, and then this one, I think it was 1990. I think this is Stray from the Aztecs. So there's some good listening coming up this winter. Should be good.
Should be absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So there it is. That's the lot of sort of vinyl that we can sort of put on board and show. There's another record fair next week, so looking forward. And it's the big one, the big Box Hill realm we have here in Melbourne. So saving up the pennies for that. So for everybody who watched, thanks very much, and catch you later. And
great listening, everyone.
And Mrs. D says see you later as well. So
ciao.